Is it toxic if your spouse asks for your passcode on your phone?
Is there a such thing as privacy in a Christian marriage, or should it be open?
Would happy wife, happy life be considered a healthy boundary?
If I'm putting everything out in the open, you can control what I do and what I can't do.
It has to be rooted. And with it being rooted, that's where God takes place.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you happy to see us? We've missed you guys. Did you miss us? Because we've missed you. We've definitely missed you. We have been gone for so long since
I was good
December.
with a little break. You know what I'm saying?
It was good. It was a good break to where we were able to rejuvenate and reset and just.
We got snowed in. Let's talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Snowed in.
We did.
To where we had to do virtual service.
Twice. Not once, but twice.
Had to do virtual service. So, yeah, we're kind of good to be outside. It's getting a little cabin fever. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Cabin fever is where you stay inside. Okay, sorry. That was probably a pirate thing.
It is.
Excuse me. But yeah, we're glad to be back. How do you guys like the background? The background looks nice. A big shout out to Mr. Ben. He did that for our service.
That he did.
He still got some more work to do.
Yeah.
But he gave us the idea. He was like, this should be for a podcast. So
Here we are.
So we're not going to do too much on the, intro. Oh, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing. We are about to have an app. The app is in development.
Say what now?
It's in development. The GPCC radio app is in development. So,
app?
Yes. So it will be coming soon to Apple App Store and Google Play Store pretty soon. So
that's awesome.
That way you guys can download it and we don't have to necessarily send a link. We can give y'all the notification because we know y'all ain't good with them second steps. Just saying.
We're not going to talk about that.
Just saying. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our topic today. And the Lord has been dealing with me with couple content recently, just because
February?
There is, well, not just because of February, but because there is a surgence of relationships that don't necessarily know what to do.
Or that don't have the necessary tools.
They don't have the tools. They don't know how to. Yeah, because there's no manual on relationships or anything.
Nope.
And then the generations before us were all about, yo, you've got this relationship, but you figure it out. And the ones before them, they didn't really know what they were doing. And so it's kind of hard to have a godly relationship, dating or marriage, when you really just don't know, what to do. You're just kind of figuring it out. So hopefully this topic today helps people who are dating, helps people who are in marriages and want to improve their marriage. A little background about us. We've been married almost 8 years. It'd be 8 years this year. So we know a little something. You know what I'm saying? A little something. So
no marriage is perfect.
Yeah, Remember no that. Marriage is perfect.
No marriage is perfect. It takes a lot of time and communication.
Or the topic for today is there a such thing as privacy in a Christian marriage, or should it be open? And not necessarily saying like your relationship should be private, because it should be private. It's basically saying like you yourself, should you be private in what you disclose to your partner, or should everything be out in the open? And I think a lot of people get this wrong. I feel like a lot of people get this wrong because they feel as though I I should just tell you everything. Everything should be to your disclosure. I should tell you what I do when I go to the bathroom. I should tell you what I do when I, when I wake up in the morning, and all the details are out in the open because we want to have a social media relationship instead of having a relationship with healthy boundaries. When you're in the beginning, in the honeymoon phase, you just feel like everything should be open. You should know everything. You should know all. And sometimes when you disclose everything to everybody, it creates a not distrust, but it creates a series of jealousy. And also it creates a series of desperation whenever you disclose everything in the beginning. Like, I remember when I was dating, like long time ago, we used to swap phones. We used to swap phones for a day.
That's wild.
You would have my phone, and then I would have your phone, and then we would.
What was the purpose of that?
It was just so we could disclose.
Okay.
I don't know what the purpose of it now.
Here, I trust you.
Yeah, that was basically our form of trust.
Okay.
Back, it's middle school. But it was basically you could go the whole day with my phone, and you could see, because nobody's calling you in middle school except for like your friends. All you would get was like text messages. There was no social media, so it was like you get my phone, I get your phone, and we can read all our messages or whatever it was, if it came up, who you've been texting, to show that we're committed to this relationship. Like, kind of put it to the test. And honestly, I feel like that was dangerous.
That is dangerous.
That's completely dangerous. It didn't create boundaries. It created insecurity. Insecurity. And so I feel like a lot of people get to that point to where they feel, or they create insecurity in a relationship where there doesn't need to be insecurity, because you're just trying to disclose everything in fear that you're not doing anything wrong. It's like you want to prove that you're not doing anything wrong, when if you have nothing to hide, you don't necessarily have to prove that. Does that make sense? So I feel like, let's look at a couple of scriptures that say it. Genesis 2:24, it says, the two shall become one flesh. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that one flesh means that you are one. Like you're one, but there is still individuality in it. And like, I didn't realize that there was still individuality in a relationship or marriage, because God still talks to you about the situations in your life.
This is so true.
And the same thing for God will talk to me about the situations in my life. There's still individuality. There's still individuality within your relationship. There's still individuality within your life. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I feel about, what the two shall become one flesh. Because one flesh means unity, not necessarily control.
Wow.
Because, I mean, let's really face it. If I'm putting everything out in the open, you can control what I do and what I can't do. That's controlling what goes on in the relationship. So
Wow.
I believe you have another scripture.
Yeah. Also Genesis 25, naked and unashamed. I feel like that's really deep when you really peel back the layers. Because one, the word of God does say the two become one flesh. And we all know in the beginning of Genesis, there was Adam, there was Eve.
Yeah.
And before they were clothed, they were what? Naked.
They were naked.
And so I feel, this is the way I'm seeing it. I think that with that scripture alone, naked and unashamed, I feel like the rawness that we can be with one another.
Yeah.
Within the marriage, within the relationship, that shows that you can trust me.
Exactly.
And I feel, and what's interesting is you saying that becoming one flesh, people think we have to literally unite and be the one. That is true, but like you said, God does tell us about what's going on in our life and so forth for the other person. It's not just always us. There has to be some kind of separation.
Yes,
there has to be some kind of space in between that, because if not, we learned, I know for myself years ago in a relationship, if you don't give that person space, you're crowding them.
Yeah.
Like you're literally crowding them to where it's like, I can't breathe, you're suffocating me, and then you're like this.
And it's kind
of like this.
And it's kind of harder in a marriage.
Yeah.
Because at least in a relationship, you can go home. You can go home in a relationship.
Wait a minute, because
like when you're dating, there's certain ones. Yeah.
In the room, there's certain rooms. Glory be to God. There's a couch. There's a bathroom.
No, but what I'm saying is
places that you can just separate yourself.
But what I'm saying is like,
I know what you're saying.
When you're dating, you can go home. You can go home. Like it's kind of harder in a marriage because it's like you can't go home because you are home.
Call mom. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't get your son. He's doing too much.
I don't want to do this.
I've seen those actually.
But really, it's to the point to where it's like you have to literally, what's it called? I believe you have to get to a point to where you figure out where your separation is. Like for me, it's going to my office, even though it's an open door policy in my office, and anybody can just walk in. But at a certain point, I have to go to my office to still do my hobbies, still do the things that I want to do. The same thing for you. You still have to do the things that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Like I can't. There is such a thing as being together and doing separate things.
This is very true.
There is such a thing.
This is true.
And when I was dating in the beginning, I didn't think that was such a thing.
You just felt like you had to be up under the person all the time.
You have to be up. I have to be where you are. I have to
but
be
that's the young stage.
where
That's the
you
puppy
are.
dog love stage.
No, but this is just like this is just dating in general. Like even after like years, I have to be where that person is, because if I don't, I felt like it created separation.
That's wild.
And it created division.
Isn't that also a definition for anxiety a little bit?
Exactly. Insecurity. Insecurity and fear of being alone.
Wow.
And that's something that I had to heal from. So, God created marriage with intimacy and safety, not surveillance.
I also feel like with the naked and unashamed in a marriage, like I said, the rawness that you can be towards one another, which is a beautiful thing, even in a relationship, basically saying you can put all your cards out on the table and be like, this is what I have. Take it
within reason, guys.
This
within
is very
reason.
true.
We're not saying
because people can be picky.
We're not saying that you can fornicate. We're not saying that.
That is not what I am saying. Hear me.
What we're saying is you can be raw with an individual.
Meaning, okay, so, right, within conversation, meaning flaws and all. That's what I mean when I say nakedness. Also, what was the other word? Nakedness and unashamed. You're unashamed. You're not afraid to say, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like when you do this, or I don't like when you do that. That's, you know what I'm saying? And like, again, it's a beautiful thing when you can do that. That's also another definition of being authentic with one another.
But I feel like there's,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel like in this day and age, authenticity is gone.
It is.
It's gone because a lot of people.
In certain areas.
I have to prove to you. I have to prove to you what I bring to the table. In this day and age, I have to prove what I bring to the table. If I don't have any worth, I can't be vulnerable with you. And then because I can't be vulnerable with you, then it's like, oh, why you hiding? You a man. You ain't supposed to be telling your feelings. And even if I do tell my feelings, I feel weak. Because that's the authenticity that's the thing that men have to bear a lot, because it's like we can't be vulnerable, because either the vulnerability is going to be pushed back on us, or we just hide it in until we explode. And then it looks worse because we've exploded. So I just feel like there needs to be a specific type of access in a marriage or a relationship, and not ownership. Because there's so many people feeling like they own the person. You see what I'm saying? Like,
control.
You're my wife. You see what I'm saying? Like, I own you. Anything that we do, I own you.
It's also called bondage.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, then that person feels like they can't do anything, any kind of freedom in a relationship, because they feel like they're owned to a specific person.
And that's dangerous, because that's where also things can become toxic.
Exactly.
Because you don't have that freedom. You're bound to that person. You know what I'm saying? Which we're not supposed to be.
No.
We are not supposed to be. It says in his word, who the Son sets free is free indeed.
Free indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that, again, back to what I was saying, to the naked and unashamed, it's important that you do communicate with your spouse or significant other. That way there's no friction. Even if it feels uncomfortable, say it. I'm gonna say it again. Even if it feels uncomfortable, say it. Because what you don't say now is still gonna be brought up later.
Say the thing that's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Say the thing that's uncomfortable.
Get it off of your chest. Don't let it fester. Don't let it fester. That is the worst thing you could ever do, because then it turns into a grudge. And we all know how grudges go. Those things are not easy to let go and let God, if that makes any sense.
And that's something that we have to remember in relationships or in marriages, is to try to be vulnerable with each other. Absolutely. Because we get to a point to where we have a mask on. And before we break, you have to unmask yourself in a relationship. It cannot be to where
it can't be painted as a picture.
Well, not necessarily a picture, but like it can't be like how we do social media. We post on social media what we want people to see.
This is true.
Not necessarily everything that goes on. Now on Twitter, we used to do that when we was.
Most people on Facebook, they post how they feel, and then it just goes every which way.
Everywhere.
But like you said, it's what we want people to see, or what we want to bring to the table for someone to engage in.
Exactly. So we'll be right back. We're gonna do.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Because this is good.
Don't go anywhere. We're doing really good. So we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Carlos Fernandez. I'm an attorney with Ken Nugent's office, also known as El Abogado Carlos Fernandez. Feel free, if you ever need any help with a car accident, a slip and fall, any sort of injury, dog bites, no case is too big or too small. Feel free, reach out and give me a call, 770-495-6625. I'm sure you've seen Ken all over the highways, on TV as well. I just so happen to be one of the attorneys over in the Duluth office. I'll go anywhere in Georgia, wherever you need help. Again, one call, that's all. And for all of us in Spanish, una llamada no cuesta nada. Thank you guys so much.
All right, so we're back.
We're back. Did you enjoy the music? Did you enjoy the commercials? We hope that you're enjoying this. Listen, we have some new things coming up this year, this season on GPCC Radio Morning Show. You don't want to miss it. So continue to stay locked in. What you got, sir?
So let's talk about the difference between privacy and secrecy. I feel like that's two conversations going here.
It is.
The first conversation basically says, I'm processing what is going on. Let me talk to God to see how I'm going to handle it. We're going to talk about it, just not yet. And that creates something called healthy boundaries, where I feel like the other conversation or the other side of the coin basically says, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to show you this because I'm afraid of what you might do. I don't want to talk about this because I'm afraid of what the change is going to be. I don't want to do the thing that's uncomfortable because I feel like you're going to try to change me. And I feel like that creates a series of hidden behaviors. Because once you do it one time, it continues to spiral and continues to do a whole lot of things. And there are a lot of people who will get into a relationship but won't go further in that relationship because they want to hide. They want to hide what they've been doing for years. And if they finally say yes to the ring or yes to the dress, it's going to expose what was supposed to be hidden for years. So let's look at Luke 5:16. It says Jesus withdrew to pray. Jesus was with 12 disciples. Day in, day out. There had to be a certain point where he had to go to his private place to pray. His specific closet, if you will.
Secret place.
His secret place to go ahead and pray, talk to the Father, and actually see what it is he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
What do I do next, God? How do I go about? But if he was around the disciples all the time, there would have been no time for any kind of privacy to get consultation from God. One conversation invites God in. The other conversation just conceals sin.
Wow.
One conversation invites God in. The other conversation conceals sin. And so I feel like privacy has a timeline, but secrecy has an expiration date.
Wow.
Privacy has a timeline.
That's good, Pastor.
But
That's real
secrecy has an expiration date because what's done in the dark always comes to the light.
That's right.
But privacy means that within the healthy boundaries, there's a timeline where you'll be able to see what's going on, but within time. We'll talk about this, but within time, because as of right now, you don't necessarily need to know about this, or not necessarily that you don't need to know about this, but as of right now, you can't be included in this. And that's kind of hard to do in this day and age because we feel like everything should be open. Hey, I'm going to go with you to the store because I just want to be beside you. I just want to hang with you.
You don't really do that.
I don't like going to the store
At all, unless you're going by yourself.
But that's what people do. And then next thing you know, you're like, well, that's not how you shop.
So
That's how I shop. No, this is how I shop and this is how I do things. No, this is how I do things. And it creates a whole kind of argument because you're trying to force how you do things on somebody else when there should be a healthy boundaries. Hey, I shop so I can get time to myself. Okay, go shop. Go to the store. Have fun. I don't want to be there. And that's okay to say.
Yeah.
It's okay to be like, I don't necessarily want to go with you to specific places because I don't enjoy doing that.
Sometimes we don't say those words. So like how Pastor's saying it right now, in real life, you don't say it like that, which is okay.
No,
However, I'll just be like, I'm going to the store, you want to come? And he'll be like, no. And be like, all right, well, come on, Janae, let's go. And then, but again, everybody's different. Do you remember the time, and I know this is off subject, but the time when we were living in the apartment and that couple was arguing, but it was like so proper and so positive in a way.
Yes.
To where we couldn't even tell if they were arguing.
They did. It was an argument. It was an argument, but it was like so.
And it was loud too.
It was so peaceful.
She was just like,
it was loud.
I don't like how you're talking to me. Jonathan. And then the other guy was like, well, I love you, so there's nothing you could do about it. And it was
it was basically like, it was forcing yourself to say the uncomfortable thing. Like, most of it was like, well, I don't appreciate the fact that this is going on, but I do appreciate. It's like they would say things that they don't like, but then they would also compliment them at the same time. And it was weird how we caught it, because we just turned off the TV for 2 seconds. And
we were leaving. And we heard him outside, and the last thing we heard was, well, I love you. And so we started doing that. Like, we were just being silly, and it actually does work.
It does work,
but not
at
everybody's
the
like
same
that.
time. But you do what works for your marriage.
Absolutely.
You do what works for your relationship. One of the things that we found in the beginning stages, of course, we can't do that now. No. If we ever got frustrated with each other,
therefore,
we'd pull out the Nerf guns.
Yeah.
We'd pull out the Nerf guns and just go in.
Yeah.
Hey, let's have fun, but at the same time, let's get a little bit of aggression out. And then if we need to talk about it later, we'll go ahead and talk about it later.
This is true.
Because, like, if it's still bothering us after this, because some stuff is trivial. Some stuff it won't even bother you, especially if it's like a secret situation. Some stuff it doesn't bother you. It's just you're bent up because you've been in front of each other for too long.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would happy wife, happy life be considered a healthy boundary?
Toxic.
How so?
Toxic. It's a toxic situation because you're only concerned about the wife's happiness and you're not concerned about your happiness. Because at the end of the day, the husband and the wife have to be happy in order to create unity.
What if he's happy though?
He's not happy.
But most men,
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not happy. Here's the reason why.
For sure.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Assume.
Because in order for happy wife to happy life to happen, unity means you both bring the same amount of energy to the table.
Yeah.
Happy wife means I have to subside my energy at least by 50 to 65% in order to make sure that she's happy. Whatever I want to do can't be done because it's about her happiness. If she doesn't like it, I have to get rid of it. If you don't like any of my pop figures, I have to get rid of it. If you don't like my habits, I have to get rid of it. If you don't like whatever I do, I have to get rid of it in order for you to be happy, because it's happy wife, happy life.
What about happy
house, happy spouse?
So you're saying it should be that one instead.
Happy house, happy
together,
spouse.
not just
it's
one
together
person.
Because if one person is sacrificing,
so you're saying that's selfish?
It's completely selfish.
Really?
Because if one person is sacrificing, if only one person is sacrificing, then there's no real marriage. It's just I'm serving you. I become your slave at that point.
Wow.
And I feel like, no disrespect, there's a lot of relationships where they prefer slaves over boyfriends, slaves over husbands.
That's crazy.
I just want you to do what I want you to do.
Wow.
I don't want to do what you want to do. And then you have a lot of husbands that aren't really happy or in that specific space
or
where
they
can be.
Mask on.
They have to put the mask on.
Really?
Because if they don't put that mask on, then the wife feels like they're weak, and then feels like there's tension, and then there's a whole argument, and then it's like, what's the point of having this relationship? Because at the end of the day, you're just gonna groan about it.
Oh my, I had to ask that because it just sat in the back of my head. I'm like, let me just go ahead and ask it, because I mean, although it's a male perspective, I feel like
it's real. Let's really.
Me personally, from a female perspective, I don't think that it is being selfish. I think that is being somewhat of a healthy boundary, because you're not necessarily serving. You're making sure that
if I'm the only one serving and you're not serving me, then what happens?
All right, calm down now. I feel like,
I'm just saying.
I know, but let me say my perspective. I feel like when it comes to the happy wife, happy life, There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a certain way that you go about it. I don't want to make it sound like it's a slavery thing, but at the same time, if you put it in your mind, if you put it in your mindset as that, then it becomes slavery. Because I've seen a lot of husbands that actually enjoy happy wife, happy life. Can I say who? Can I say who?
No.
All right. Well, that couple.
It's not
so
true.
You're saying that he's not happy? Because I've literally heard him say, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to go anyways. Really?
He's not happy. That's a mask. That's a mask. I'm going to tell you right now, no man is happy doing happy wife, happy life.
If you, let's real quick, if you want to, get in on this, go ahead and email us gpccradiostation@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from the husbands. We want to hear from the wives. We want to hear from the boyfriends and the girlfriends. We want to hear what you have to say, because this is not better topic, but this is a really good topic that we can come back around. Let's continue.
But
so, yeah.
Literally, no man is happy doing happy wife, happy life.
We're gonna drop it. Let it go.
Nope, it's not. So, how can couples tell the difference between privacy and secrecy? How?
For a female perspective, this is just a female. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? I see the facial expression. Take it with a grain of salt. From a female's perspective, privacy to us sometimes feels like secrecy, right? Compared to something publicly, right? Not meaning like out to the world, just to you and me, you and I, right? Because sometimes, yes, we do need our privacy in certain things, but in a marriage, there does have to be openness with one another. There has to be a complete balance within communication, so it doesn't seem like it's privacy. So, for example, hold on.
Before you go there,
I'm not gonna go there. Hold on, just hear what I have to say. Basically, when it comes to the privacy, the way I see it, again from a female's perspective, and I'm not just talking because of emotions. We are women. We are emotional. Period. Point blank. There's nothing we can do about that. Anyways, when it comes to privacy, we know as men, you guys have your things. You guys do your guy things, blase, and vice versa for us, right? Basically, back in the day, girl code, boy code. In marriage, sometimes...
No such thing.
Back in the day, there was.
No such thing. We'll go on.
Most people still say that. I can't show my age now, but... Don't give me that look. But what I'm saying is, it can turn into privacy, because then the wife or the spouse will feel like you're not completely communicating with me, not physically looking at me, but just talking about it, or just letting it out. You know what I'm saying? Which to us women can seem like privacy. So you'll be like, well, who are you talking to? Why is this and why is that?
Then
if you communicate with us and say, hey, I'm doing this and this is this.
That's secrecy. Okay. That's secrecy.
But it can turn into privacy. Because I'm going to say that, because although it's secrecy, you'll forget about it and then it'll go in the closet and then it turns into something private.
Privacy.
But what I'm saying
is peaceful.
Is it?
Privacy is peaceful. You having your quiet time with God is private.
Okay, I get that.
You having your girl time is private. That's a healthy boundary. It doesn't create tension. It doesn't create insecurity. It creates a healthy boundary so where you can let down your hair and be who you want to be.
But you do have to communicate with your spouse.
But that's what I'm saying.
Into what you're doing, not completely of all what you're doing, but at least a snippet of like, hey, I'm talking to my girls right now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me just completely doing it without you knowing.
But secrecy.
That's how it turns into.
Secrecy doesn't create peace. That's how you can tell the difference. It doesn't create peace. If it creates tension in your relationship, then it's not secrecy. And then there's a lot of people who will have secrecy and then won't say that it's bothering them.
This is true.
And so next thing you know, they continue to do this and do this and do this. And until then you finally blow up and say it's bothering you when you could have said that in the beginning and they probably would have stopped.
And that's the key of communication. Communication is key. Like I said, it doesn't have to be every single detail, but at least if you communicate with that person, open your mouth and say, hey, I'm on the phone with such and such. Okay, great. At least you're letting me know what's going on. And that way I'm not curious or assuming something or getting a sense of jealousy or a sense of urgency for anything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's very important to communicate with your significant other and your spouse and all that you do in your day-to-day basis, because if you don't, then it creates a secrecy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secrecy is stressful.
Very.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
And so before we close, I honestly feel like there are situations to where you need to create a boundary early. Create the boundary early. Don't wait. Don't wait to create the boundary, because you'll be doing something. Don't start something you can't finish.
Of course.
So basically meaning, if you guys have been doing something that you don't like for years and you haven't said anything, and now you start to say something because you're like, hey, I don't really like this and I never really did like it. I just did it for you. That's the happy wife, happy life. I just did it because you wanted me to do it. But I never really liked this. I just watched this movie because you wanted me to watch the movie. I never really liked it. I just went to this comic convention because you wanted me to go to this comic convention.
Wouldn't that also be like a love part too?
No.
Because you love that person, you're gonna do it?
Because here's the thing. I feel like that's toxic.
How?
Because I love you, I'm doing something I don't want to do. I feel like
unconditional love.
There should be a piece of enjoyment.
Of course.
Right. Like if you go to the thing, you should at least enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then why am I bringing you to this torture fest? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why am I bringing you to this torture fest? Why am I deciding that I want to torture you? It doesn't make any sense. So we're going to be right back. When we come back, we're going to talk about transparency versus control.
Hello, my name is Alicia Jordan, and I'm a school counselor at Phoenix High School. At Phoenix High School, our motto is that we exist for students. One of the things that we do at Phoenix, one of our currency is love. That's what we promote all around our school. One of the things that we do to try to make students feel included and make sure that they have the resources and the tools that they need in order to be successful after they transition from high school to adulthood is we have what we call Wild Out Wednesdays, which is wellness, individuality, life skills, and discovery. During this time, we invite different businesses, entrepreneurs, if you have any different programs, colleges, schools, anything like that, even motivational speakers, to come out to maybe do a 20, 30-minute presentation on some of the things and the skills that students may need, or just information that they didn't know about as they get ready to transition from high school. So if that is you, if you have a business or organization that would like to come out and to reach and teach some of our students, please feel free to give me a call or email at Alicia, ALISHA, Jordan, JORDAN, 1978 at gmail.com. Or you can reach me at area code 615-983-2040.
Thanks for coming back. We're back. Next, we are going to talk about transparency versus control. Here's the question. Is it toxic if your spouse asks for your passcode on your phone? Is that toxic?
It depends on how they ask it.
This is true.
It depends on how they ask it. If you're demanding for my passcode because you're trying to find something, yeah, that's toxic. If you're trying to get my passcode just because you want to do a little snoopy snoop, that's toxic.
But how do you know if I'm doing a Snoopy Snoop? And what if I don't tell you that I'm doing a Snoopy Snoop? Like,
it's gonna come up.
of course,
It's gonna come up.
true. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like it don't. Delayed disobedience is still disobedience.
Okay, Pastor.
Delayed gratification. I mean, you're still gonna get what you want to prove the point on, regardless, even if it's delayed. I feel like if I just put my face in your phone because one day I need to do something on your phone and I don't want to have to go through your Face ID, that's not toxic. Because
it's just
pretty
easier.
soon, it's just easier. Pretty soon, you're gonna ask me to help you fix something on your phone, and if I have to download,
on both ends. Like
it is on both ends. Yeah, it's supposed to be on both ends, but it's not supposed to be like, hey, I just want to get your passcode because I want to look at all of your messages and I want to reply to all of your friends and basically say that I'm the one who she should be with, not you.
But if you're married, are you still saying those type of things?
A lot of people still do.
This is true.
That's what I'm saying. Like it goes both ways. I feel like if we don't discuss it, like if we don't come to an agreement and basically say, yo, I want you to have access to my phone just in case an emergency happens and you need to call whoever you need to call. You have access to my phone. Yeah. Versus, hey, I'm giving you access to my phone because I want to show that I ain't got nothing to hide and stuff like that. That's toxic. Days, I feel. But that's still toxic. That's toxic. That's the same thing I was talking about. Like, hey, you got my phone for a day, and then I'll take your phone for a day, and then we can go from there.
I would never do that back in the day.
That is some crazy stuff. What you want my
phone for? Because then you don't know what they're putting in your phone. But anyhow, that was long ago. Let me come back, Joy. So what? When it comes to toxicity, in a marriage or a relationship, how can it become toxic, and how can it not become toxic when it comes to not just the passcode on your phone, but just...
I think it goes with anything.
Yeah.
Really, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's demanded, like I said, if it's demanded and not discussed, if it's used to monitor or control the person, it's toxic. If it comes from insecurity and not from a covenant, it's toxic. Like, you're insecure that this person is texting instead of paying attention to you, so now you want access to the phone so you can see who this person is. And it could be a business deal.
True.
It could be a business situation to where it's like that client just needs extra attention. There are certain clients that need extra attention, but because it feels like it's taking attention away from you, you're just like, hey, who is that? Let me get your phone so I can, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you kind of have to be careful in those situations. I feel like if, like, even for like my business owners, I feel like if you can go, hey, I have this client, they're a little attention heavy. So there might be a couple of moments where I'm responding a little heavy and not necessarily paying attention to you. It's not necessarily that I'm, neglecting you. I just don't want to lose this business deal. We try to kind of need the money, stuff like that. Yeah. So I feel like that is more helpful. And I feel like that's more open. There's more communication there. For it to not be toxic, it's in trust.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that, in trust and in openness. You have to have that openness with your spouse, because if you don't, sorry, my hand's itching. If you don't, then it becomes, like we were talking about before, it becomes secretive. And we don't want that. And that's why it is so important to communicate, not just communicate with your spouse, but to also just be open with them. Just like it said back in Genesis, to be naked and unashamed.
Raw.
I'm sorry. Yeah, raw.
Yeah, raw and
Raw
basically
and
open to where you have the communication.
Absolutely. Also, it has to be rooted. And with it being rooted, that's where God takes place.
God's roots have to be, there has to be a foundation.
There you go.
There has to be a foundation.
It says in the word that there's a covenant within the marriage.
There has to be a foundation. Like if there's no foundation the foundation or the reason for it, if it don't make sense, there's no reason why it should happen. Hey, I just need your phone just because I need your phone. I need your passcode just because I need your passcode. That don't make no sense.
Right.
Hey, I have seizures, so I'm gonna give you my passcode because there's gonna be a specific time where your phone might die, and you need to call my emergency contacts. Right. That makes sense, right? And it's rooted in trust.
Absolutely. Or with business, let me see your phone. Let me check your calendar. Let me make sure you got this on your calendar, because sometimes you could forget that and stuff like that. Especially
I overbook. I overbook a lot. And so you have access to my calendar, you have access to my situations to make sure that I'm not overbooking, because
you can miss something.
You miss something.
Yeah, absolutely.
You miss something.
Yeah. So, let's go in the word where it talks about covenant and also about love. So of course, 1 Corinthians 13:5. That is a whole scripture about love.
Yeah, the love is patience, love is kind.
Absolutely,
but it also says love is not suspicious.
That's right.
It's not suspicious. But let's also go to, and this goes back to it goes back to that key, that happy wife, happy life. Ephesians 5:21. Mutual submission. Mutual submission. Happy spouse, happy house. Meaning that you both mutually submit to each other. If you're not submitting to each other and only one person is submitting to the actions of the other person, it is wrong. It's wrong. You both mutually have to submit. And then also in Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart.
Absolutely.
Even in a marriage, guard your heart. Because there are some things that you just don't want to watch. There are some things that you just can't be privy to. Like, there's some things I like to watch, you just don't like to watch.
No.
And that's just stuff that I have to figure out. Okay, I need to have like a private situation to where I can watch it myself.
Yeah.
Like I can just go to my office and I can watch it myself, because in all actuality, there's some things that don't deter my spirit, because I know, creatively or whatever it is, I know what the meaning is or whatever. It doesn't really bother me as much. For you, it bothers you. Like just the sight of it. You're just like, I can watch, we went to go watch Final Destination, the last one. And the whole time, all I see is you do this.
Yeah, that's how I look at movies like that. So I can go like this if it gets too much,
I'm talking about the whole movie, and I'm sitting here in the movie just like
chilling.
You want that popcorn? That's good.
Chilling.
But like, because I know that there's certain things that I have to, like, her spirit is sensitive to it. So I have to know, okay, that's not something that I'm going to like there and again. I'm not finna torture you or put you in a whole thing of torture because you don't like that. So what I am gonna do is say, okay, you don't like that, so let's do this. Let's do this instead. That's my compromise moment. I'm submitting to the fact that, hey, you don't like that. Maybe I do. Maybe that's something I can do in my quiet time or my private time. let's watch something else instead, you know? So I feel like transparency is given and it's not forced. It's given and it's not forced. Like, I freely give you my transparency. I freely give you what I can give to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you have to ask me, then I feel forced. Like, and this, I feel like this is breaking a bond right here, breaking a boundary right here. Here it is. I feel like if I do it on my own accord, I'm freely giving that thing to you. This is something that I freely want to do. But I feel like if somebody asks me to do it, you're forcing me. I don't want to do it.
Why is that?
I don't want to do it. I've always been that way. If I freely, like yesterday, me making the spaghetti for Janae, me going ahead and doing, making sure she brushes her teeth, getting to bed, and I wanted to do that. You didn't ask me to do that. And so then I took full responsibility of it because I freely wanted to do that.
I think.
But if you asked me to do that, I would miss every step because I really don't want to do it.
I feel like that's when, for us women, for us wives, it gets exciting because it not only gives us a break for a moment, but it also shows us all more of what more we can trust you with. Does that make sense? So then it's like, but the thing that sucks, I'm gonna be honest, what sucks is it's not a consistent thing. It doesn't have to be consistent, but like every now and then it's just like, I'm being honest, I'll literally put it to the test. I'll sit on the bed on purpose, not playing sick or anything like that, but just be like, I wonder if he'll just say, hey, Janae, let's go brush teeth. And I'll wait for it, and it doesn't happen.
Because you're expecting it.
Because I'm expecting it. When I don't expect it, it happens. But again, every marriage is different. But I think that also goes back to a lot of people's, they go through love languages, right? But not to get that tied in or confused, I say that because that is also showing what trust looks like.
Because yesterday I knew you were down. You were down. I was like,
it's always when I'm down. You
were down. So I'm like,
down,
yo.
Or if I'm sick and I'm still getting stuff done, he's like, oh, you're good. You don't need me.
Because you have, to be honest, you have this. She likes to play, and I don't know if it's for anybody else's marriage. She likes to play Superman. She likes to play Wonder Woman. And so
that's what us mothers are, Wonder Woman.
She likes to take care of Janae, pick up the trash, do this, do that, do all this on her own accord because this is the timing that she has. And so honestly, and I'm gonna free somebody today, when you play Superman or Wonder Woman in your household, the man does not feel like they have a spot.
Wow.
The man does not feel like they have a spot. Because what's the purpose of me being everything I can for you when you're going to do it anyway? What's the point of me lifting up this thing because you think it's heavy when you're just going to do it anyway? I know you're going to do it. So I'm going to just sit where I'm at because I'm not needed. Wow. And there's a lot of relationships, especially in this independent era, where women...
That noise. It's not as loud.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a lot of women in this independent era that feel like they have to be independent in a relationship. And in a relationship or in a marriage, there needs to be dependency. Even if you can do it yourself, there needs to be a dependency, because I have to depend on you for certain things. When we were growing up, my dad would not let my sister or my mom do anything that had to do with outside work, unless it was gardening. You couldn't take out the trash. You couldn't mow the lawn. Yes, it needed to get done, but you couldn't do it. And even if you felt like it was taking too long, you still couldn't do it, because that was his need. That was where he was needed. And so it had to be done on his time, where he needed to do it. You see what I'm saying? So then he would go on a Saturday. Yeah, they might have said something on Wednesday, but then his time only permitted him on a Saturday. So then on a Saturday, he would get everything done. On a Saturday, he would get everything done, and he would do what he would needed to do for that specific time. And so what I'm saying is, yes, you can do it yourself, but make sure that the person feels needed. And I've seen women do this. They play like they can't open the bottle, or they can't open the jar of tomato sauce, reach something, even though they can get a stool themselves.
But if they can't find it,
still, even though they can get the stool themselves, they can get the life hack or whatever and open up the jar, but they want their husband to feel needed. So they act, oh, I'm too weak. Can you open this jar? Oh, I can't do this. Can you do that for me? Yeah, they can do it themselves, but they want their husband to feel needed.
I think that also comes with a balance too within the marriage. Us women and wives, we have a sense of urgency, because we know certain things have to get done in a certain time, in a certain place, so on and so forth. It has to look a certain way. And when we ask our spouse or our husband to do it, and it's not done, not necessarily right away, but within the day, we feel like we're being neglected. Although you, and that's where communication,
it has to have communication, because that's not the intention at all. I'm in the middle of doing something.
And that's what I'm saying. Like with communication, that's where that comes into play. That's why you have to communicate, because stuff like that, you would never know, because you're not communicating. You're just doing body language, and everybody's body language is different in marriage.
I'm literally in the middle.
Comfortable, but
I'm not comfortable.
Mentally, I'm uncomfortable. Does that make sense? So that's why communicating. So if I say, hey, can you take the trash out? And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then night falls. It's dark. It's cold. You don't want to go outside. And then the next morning, there it is again. That's knowing your spouse. This is true.
That's knowing your spouse. So knowing your spouse, if I ask him, he's not gonna do it. He has to do it freely. So if I put a reminder in the calendar, basically saying that this is trash day, subconsciously he's gonna look and say, "Oh, it's trash day." She hasn't asked me. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it freely. You didn't have to remind me or anything. It's in the calendar. I read it on my own accord. I did it myself. I just freed you.
Did you?
I just freed you. You're like, ooh, I'm gonna try it.
No, that did not come through my mind at all. Because I know you. That's offline. However, back to our topic.
But yes.
If you've been enjoying this, listen, you have any questions, any topic that you want us to talk about that deals with the main topic that we're talking about, or anything else that you want us to just chat about, please email us at gpccradiostation@gmail.com. Okay? gpccradiostation@gmail.com. Listen, we read and we respond. Okay?
Yes, we do.
We do. So we're waiting on you.
All right, everybody. We out of here.
Love ya.